Good morning, everyone. It is March 18th, 2015, and this is episode 11 of the Serenova Crafts podcast. I'm your host, Jessica, also known as Serenova Online. That's my Ravelry and my Twitter. My Instagram is Serenova_Phoenix, and my blog is myknittinglife.wordpress.com. I think that's the intro. I have a little bit to talk about. Some stuff is a holdover from last week. Some stuff is new. Again, I've fiddled with the camera settings to hopefully try not to have myself washed out as much. I'm also facing more towards the window. I mean, if I was sitting like this, I'd be facing direct on, but I don't want to have to move our coffee table, so I'm kind of sitting like 3/4 onto the light. So hopefully camera settings are good. Adding one thing to my show notes, I did finally get the stuff from my mom for Purim. So even though it's a week and a half late, I'm going to put that video on at the end of the show. So if you want to watch my synagogue's Purim spiel, with everyone acting out the story to the Lion King and my not very snide but hopefully entertaining commentary, because I'm pretty sure you can hear me in the video because my mouth was like a foot from the mic on the phone I was using to record it. So you'll probably hear some commentary in the background, but things are good, and it's not the best camera work in the world because I mean it is a phone and I'm trying to hold it steady while sitting in a pew at the synagogue, but it's entertaining if you're interested. So stick around at the end. I'll just attach it to the end. I'm not going to do any special edits to get it in during the video or anything. I'm just going to put it in on the end because, Purim was a week and a half ago now. So, yes, it's going to be at the end. But I have a few other things. One thing that has absolutely nothing to do with crafting, but has got me really happy is my college yearbook finally came. Yay! It's called, UMass Lowell calls it Sojourn. If you can see, there we go. You can see it there. And that is, the building on the front is on South Campus, and it's where, like, the psychology department is, as far as I remember. And the smaller building is the dining hall. Yeah, great shot. I don't know, it looks bucolic, but it's in the middle of a city. My senior photo is in here. I should have marked the page, but I'm in the S's, so there's me. My wrinkled shirt, my hair's actually down. Is it going to focus? No, it's not going to focus, but that's my senior photo. I do have photos of me in my cap and gown. And then I got into one photo in the commencement section of the yearbook. See? I'm on the right. There I am. Yay. And I know the person who's actually got her arm around me, we were English majors together. That's the only, candid photo I'm in the yearbook. But our speaker was Bill Nye. This lighting is horrible. See, Bill Nye. So, I am still, so chuffed about that. Sorry, I'm just turning down my screen brightness a little bit because it's reflecting off of the yearbook. I will include a link to his commencement speech in my show notes that you can find on my blog and in the Ravelry group. And by the way, the Ravelry group is Serenova Crafts Podcast. Now just let me type for a minute here. There we go. All set. So I just wanted to put in that, I just wanted to put in a note to remind myself to link Bill Nye's commencement speech in my show notes. So, because it is on YouTube. The whole thing's on YouTube. Actually, the whole entire graduation is on YouTube. But I don't think you want to watch 2 hours of people's names being called. Yeah. So, in knitting news, first off, I have one sock done, which I showed you last week for March. And then I have an almost done second sock. I'm only about an inch away from the ribbing. So, here we go. You can see foot, heel. So what I do is, for me, it turns out that a good sock length for me is the length of my foot on the leg. So what I do is, I fold the sock in half. See, I folded it in half. So here's the foot of the sock, and this is the leg. They're, it's folded on top of itself. And what I do is I knit straight, in just straight stocking knit until I hit the toe when I fold it in half. So I have that much to go. And then as soon as I hit the toe, I do 20 rows of ribbing, and then I have my sock, and it's at a height that I like. I'm actually wearing some of my hand knit socks today. See? This is yarn I got from my local yarn shop. Don't ask me what it is. I don't remember off the top of my head. But it has some nylon in it, which is good. But when I woke up this morning, our apartment was 67 degrees, which is Fahrenheit, not Celsius. And that's the coldest it's been since my boyfriend started living here, which he was here for almost a year before I moved in. And normally it's like super warm in the apartment because the people downstairs have tropical birds and they're constantly cranking their heat. But last night, due to the wind, because we've had like 50 to 70 mile per hour gusts over the last 24 hours here, it actually got down. Like, it actually really got down. Like, I was actually cold when I got up this morning, which was a rarity. Excuse me, I need a drink of water real quick. Much better. So other knitting stuff, unfortunately there isn't too much. I do have the crochet Afghan here with me, which if you read my blog post, I'm trying to work on. I'm in the middle of a row here, as you can see. But it's getting there. I put in a few more rows since I last showed it to you. So it's a couple inches bigger. Not by much though, but I'm working on it slow and steady, But I wanted my March socks done. Last week I had to finish the cowl, so it hasn't gotten as much love as it should, but it'll probably get a lot of love tonight while I watch the Sound of Music special on TV, which, speaking of the Sound of Music special, I got the 5-disc special edition. Yay! 50th anniversary 5-disc edition. So it's not actually 5 Blu-rays, it's 3 Blu-rays, 1 DVD, and the CD soundtrack. So you open it up, and it's like crazy, because, it's fold. And there's the CD in the very back. So it's a little crazy. But I'm probably going to watch this while I work for the rest of the day. And there's the special on tonight on ABC, which I'm really thrilled about because this is one of my favorite movies ever. I know all the songs by heart. I'm not going to sing for you. I don't think I sing well when I'm not with anyone. Like, I'm good in the chorus, but I'm not good on my own. But also, while I was at Barnes & Noble at my knitting group there yesterday, I bought the special, magazine. And it's got, articles and stuff in it, and I'm really happy about that. They've got stuff about the real Von Trapp children. There's a bunch of facts in the very beginning. So, in the very front, right behind the front cover, there's a bunch of facts. It's 4, the number of productions to win a Tony for Best Musical, Play, and an Academy Award for Best Picture. And those are The Sound of Music, My Fair Lady, A Man for All Seasons, and Amadeus. Chicago won the 1998 Tony for Best Revival and 2002 Best Picture Oscar. And then 16 times the number of bows that Fräulein Schweiger, at the end when they're doing the competition and, the Von Trapp family wins, but they're trying to escape. Yeah, is when she wins 3rd place musical competition at the end of the film. 14 feet, the length of Maria's wedding dress train in the film. There's just so much, really cool stuff in here. Julie Andrews was 29 when she played Maria. And it got 10 Academy Award nominations, and it won 5 of them. It's just crazy. But there's some really good stuff, and I love The Sound of Music. I absolutely adore it. It's one of my favorite movies. Ironically, last night I watched the 1997 made-for-TV movie version of Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella. That's the one with Jason Alexander, Brandy, Whoopi Goldberg, and Whitney Houston. Yeah, because Brandy is Cinderella, Whoopi Goldberg's the queen, Jason Alexander's the assistant to the king and queen, and Whitney Houston is the fairy godmother. It's the multicultural Cinderella, where the stepmom is Bernadette Peters, and she has 2 people who I don't remember for stepdaughters, but one's white and one's black, so it's his daughters. It's crazy. But it's a great version. Seriously, go check it out. I don't know if they ever released it on DVD. I got a VHS copy that I found a version online to watch, but seriously, it's a funny one. And it's Rodgers and Hammerstein, so music's great. Anyways, I haven't talked about much knitting. Okay. So, my second Ginny cardigan, or Ginny cardigan Mark II, whatever you want to call it, I have candy falling off the coffee table. We have a bag of lint truffles on the coffee table, And a couple of them just fell out. Good times. So I have a good chunk of ribbing on my Ginny cardigan. This is much more ribbing than last time you saw it. It's not quite 4 inches yet because it needs to be 4 inches of ribbing. But, and you, unfortunately, you can't really see it on camera, but the tonality of the yarn is working out really well, and I'm really happy with it. And, yeah, I can see more tonal than you can, but it is actually tonal. It's not a solid gray. It's a slight tonal. But I'm going to be switching up to the bigger needles soon because the ribbing is done on needles that are 2 sizes smaller than what you knit the body on. I still haven't fixed my purple one. I really need to. But I've been wearing other stuff because all of a sudden I'm not wearing that sweater and all of a sudden a bunch of my other knitting is getting used. Let's see. Let me check my show notes real quick. Oh, okay. So I showed you guys my treadle machine last week. Sewing machine. And how I needed to glue down that piece of veneer. Well, I've glued it. And here is the stack holding it down. Right. So that's the stack. That was just a photograph. It wasn't a video. And it's actually slightly unstable, but it's got like my Harry Potter books, a bunch of like Kevin's old physics and engine, because he's an engineer. So it's got a bunch of his old textbooks. Anything I could grab off of our bookshelves or our books, hence the Harry Potter. His trumpet, which is the case. And then you have a few more books and then like a couple binders of his magic cards to like weight it down. Because they suggested getting cinder blocks, but I don't have cinder blocks, so I just stacked as many books as I could think of putting on there without it actually toppling over. So hopefully when I take it off in a couple of days, it'll be all set. I haven't done my quilt yet. I have like 3 days to do my quilt block, and I haven't done it yet. I need to do it, but as I'm hoping to finish the sock tonight, and then tomorrow and Friday I can do the quilt block, and I'll be good. Fingers crossed. So, let's see. I picked up some yarn the other day at, this is going to be socks. It was on sale at Michael's. I don't normally actually buy yarn at stores like that anymore. There's actually more colors in here. See? There's more than just the blue and the white. But it was on sale, and I was actually in there to pick up some other stuff. I was in there to pick up some like drawing pencil stuff. So I always take a walk through the yarn section, even though I tend to like to frequent my local shops much more than I like to go to the big box stores. But those were on sale for like $2 a pop, and I'm like, hey, I can get a pair of socks for $4. So I got 2. Anything else? Okay, so I have a shawl that I affectionately call the Shawl of Doom. Now, I cast this on January of, oh God, I'm trying to remember what year I cast it on. I'm flipping through the book. The pattern is in to find the page so I can show you a picture. Okay, here it is. So, I cast this on, according to Ravelry, in, let me go to my projects. Let me go to the listing. I cast this on, and I think it's 2012? No, 2013. So, the beginning of 2013. And this is Granny Shane's Shetland shawl. And this is Wrapped in Lace, Knitted Heirlooms from Around the World by Margaret Stove. It's a bunch of lace. She's a New Zealander, if I remember correctly. Does it say where she's from in the book? Probably not. No, yeah, she's in New Zealand. Because most of her yarns are from New Zealand. And so, I'm going to go with she's a New Zealander. And she mentioned stuff about being in New Zealand in the book. So, I'm going to go with, New Zealand. Yeah, no, yeah, she's a New Zealander. And it says in the beginning of the book. I'm looking at it, trying to figure it out. So, this is published by Interweave. And I love all the patterns in here. There's a bunch of other stuff. I'll link to the Ravelry listing that shows you all of the patterns in the book. I'll link to the Ravelry page for the book. So sorry, just a quick reminder to myself to link it. The image I'm going to show you is what the shawl is supposed to look like. As you can, sorry about the glare, I can't do anything about it. As you're supposed to see, it's a very complicated lace shawl. Now, here's the edge detail. I'm trying to show you, but you can't read the text anyways. That's the edge detail, right? So that's the inner border, because the spikes are one border, the points are one border that you knit long ways, and you pick up all the stitches and you knit the inner border. I am still on the inner border over a year later. Actually, over 2 years later, because 2013, 2014, yeah, it's been over 2 years. I haven't finished the shawl. Here's a better shot of the border. Yeah, I'm about, like, here. Yeah. So, let me show you the actual shawl, which I'm making out of a gray, this is Plymouth Yarn Baby Alpaca Lace, and it's like a grayish color. I liked it, and I bought enough to make this shawl, but I've nicknamed it the Shawl of Doom for a reason. Now, there's 2 ways you can do the border of this shawl. You can pick up each, because it's a square, so you can pick up each of the 4 sides individually, knit them, and then seam the corners. Yeah, I don't feel like seaming lace, and I still don't. So I picked up, and it is an option that she writes in the book, that you can pick up and knit the borders in the round. And so, but instead of just doing it as garter, because it is a garter stitch, it is a garter shawl, it's not a stockinette shawl, I now have some like 700 stitch long purl rows. I love doing this to myself, don't know why. So here is what my shawl looks like right now. You can see where I pointed out, it's really hard to see the lace because it hasn't been blocked, like, ever. I'm trying to stretch it out so you can see it here. You can see I'm not, like, halfway through the border. And it'll grow when I block it, so I'm not worried about it being, like, shorter than it looks in the photo because, as most people know, lace grows, and it grows a lot. But here's the thing. I don't want this on the needles in 2016. So my goal is to get this done sometime this year. Now, I know that sounds really doable, but the problem is that this is a pattern, and this is charts, that even though I'm good with patterns and I'm good with charts, I need to sit and concentrate, which means, and on top of that, it takes me about an hour per row of border. So it's a little crazy. But this is a public kick in the pants. I'm putting it out there on the internet on my podcast that I want to do this. Kogi seems to have disappeared, so no cat today, I'm sorry. But I think that just about wraps it up. I don't have much else for you. I talked about everything, so this is going to be on the shorter side. I'm only at about 20 minutes right now, but the Purim spiel will make it a little longer. But it's just been one of those weeks. I haven't been terribly productive. I got 40 hours in last week, and I'm on track to get 40 hours in this week for work, so that's good. But, you know, unfortunately, that doesn't leave much knitting time. And I did knit over the weekend, but not to any great extent, unfortunately. I just kind of crashed this weekend because I had a couple of late nights. And so, yeah, what can you do? You have good weeks and you have bad weeks. But next week, I should have finished socks for you, and it should be before the end of March, because my next podcast will still be in March. So, if the socks aren't done then, I'm just nuts. Like, because I can finish them today if I wanted to. Like, get off work tonight, finish them, because it's only like 2 inches of knitting on a sock that's like this big around. But anyways, I gotta put my bookmark back in my book so that I remember where everything is. Where's my page? Where's my thing? There it is. Sorry, I talk to myself. It's the thing. Plus, I don't have anyone to talk to all day when I'm home, so I talk to the cat a lot. But anyways, here's my info, and come join the Ravelry group, leave a comment on my blog. All of my stuff will be linked in the notes on YouTube. I'll have a link to the blog post with the show notes. I'll have like all my social media stuff. I'll have the Ravelry group link. Feel free to join the group, say hi, comment on the show notes, thumbs up the video on YouTube, just let me know you like it. And thanks. And have a good week. I'll see you next week. Bye.
With this Megillah, and I was just curious if any of you kids know what you would do if somebody said the name of Haman. That was good. And if someone accidentally again said Haman, and if they were speaking Hebrew and they said Haman. Well, we read this Megillah on Purim a few days ago, but I thought I would read to you just a few verses so you would get a chance to hear what it's like when someone says Haman. let you look at it while I do it. Let's see. Vayomer HaMelech Achashverosh Vayomer LeEsther HaMalka Mihu Zevi Zehu Hashem La'oli Kol HaSokim Vatomer Esther Yishtzar Ve'oyev Haman Hara Hazeh Ve'Haman Mifnei HaMelech Ve'Hamalka Ve'Haman Wow, you guys did that great. It's so good. We're going to have so much fun here this morning, and I want to turn it over to Mrs. Lovis.
This is my uncasual today costume. So, Chagsameach, everyone.
Chagsameach.
We have a wonderful, wonderful presentation this morning. Our Temple Beth Abraham Forum players have been working really, really, really hard to bring you this year's Forum spiel. And before we get started, I just want to make sure that we acknowledge so many people who really helped us. This year's spiel was edited and directed by Dina Feldman. She was assisted by Molly Feldman. Our choreography and the staging of all of our musical numbers was Gabby Foster. And our set design and construction and schlepping was all done by Sharon Spivak. Without any further ado, I present our Forum spiel.
Why would you choose me? I'm nothing special. Sure you are. You've got Please, lionesses, I'm a cub.
You know, get someone down. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata?
Yeah, it's our motto.
What's a motto?
Nothing. What's the matter with you? What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.
It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Animals from all over came to meet the king and hopefully catch his eye.
Are we having contestants tonight, huh? Oh, I'm here. Who's number 4? Come on! Who's number 3? Come on, off number 4. Okay, I'm 4. I'm order 4. 2, 1, 1, 3, 1. 3, 1.
Audience participation at its finest.
Number 1. Yes. Okay, we got 1, 2. Let's count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ready? We're ready. See my fur? Fresh and groomed. Well, I have incredibly soft paws.
Mine are softer.
Softer? You guys are cubs. You need to be a little more mature. No, not yet. I can see pasture, shallow animals, only care about the looks and money. I'm looking for someone true, a sweet caress of twilight, my new queen somewhere near. And with all this romantic atmosphere, can't seem to find her here. Will I find a wife tonight? No one here could be. Tomorrow would be too late to find her. Tonight I have to see. Not much time to find her. The moon high in the sky. I'm looking through the whole crowd in this room. Why can't I see her? Why? Will I find a wife tonight? No one here could be. Tomorrow would be too late to find her. Tonight I have to see. Will I find a wife tonight? No one here could be. Tomorrow would be too late to find her. Tonight I have to see. Oh my gosh, her! She's the one!
And Nala finally meet. They hit it on the line. Two advisors plan on killing Simba. Luckily, Rafiki is listening in. What's the plan?
He said to push Simba off the edge of a cliff.
Where are we going to get a cliff? I'm not saying I tried or anything, but it's really not that easy to put a cliff.
We bring him to the cliff, not the cliff to him. Duh, you can't just push a cliff.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
You sneak around front and lure Simba out. Then I'll bop him on the head and drag him to the cliff. Then you push him off. Get it? Got it? Good. Let's just go.
Oh, no, you don't.
These claims that they were planning and they get locked up for good and ever. Scar becomes Simba's new head advisor. However, the power gets to his head, and Scar begins acting as though he is king.
Bow down to me. I am Scar, the new king's advisor.
I will not.
Why is this? Who are you to think that you are better than me? Bow down to me.
I am a Jew. I bow down to no man or lion.
Bow down to me. Bow.
No.
What are you looking at? Who is that Rafiki to think he is better than you are?
Who's Rafiki?
That foolish baboon.
You seem to say fool a lot. Do you mean a thesaurus?
No.
Why don't you just get rid of him?
Now that is a good idea. I never thought hyenas essential. They're crude and unspeakably plain. But maybe they've a glimmer of potential if allied to my vision brain. It's clear from your vacant expressions. The lights are not all on upstairs, but we're talking kings in successions. Even you can't be caught unaware. A shining new era is tiptoeing nearer.
And where do we feature?
Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last we'll be rid of the Jews. And injustice deliciously squared. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Yeah, we'll be prepared. Be prepared for what?
For the death of the Jews.
Are they sick?
No, fool, we're going to kill them.
Great idea. Who needs the Jews? No Jews, no Jews. La, 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 la.
So prepare for the coup of the century. Prepare for the murder scam. The end of the Jews. I'll be respected, saluted, and seen for the wonder I am. Be prepared for the death of the Jews.
In rage and revenge, Scar goes to the king to feed him lies.
Knock, knock. Who's there? It's Scar. Come in, Scar. What is it? There's a big problem, and I thought it would be best to bring it to your attention. What? Stop being dramatic, Scar. Give it to me straight. It's the Jews. They're plotting against you, and as your advisor, I advise you to rid your kingdom of them. The Jews? What have they done? Well, there's talk of treason, but as I said before, the only option is to kill them all.
Nala, you have to save the Jews. You're the only one who can help. But nothing, child. I taught you to be brave. Make me proud. I'll try. I'll do my best.
One night, the king becomes restless. He can't stop thinking about that baboon who saved his life.
Can't stop thinking about that. Send for my advisor, Scar. I need to honor someone who has done a great deed for me. They're selfless, noble, and brave. They stood up for those who tried to harm you, and I want to thank them with a grand gesture. Any ideas? Let's see. You could have a ceremony for them. Parade them around Pride Rock, and have all of the animals in your beautiful kingdom come and walk. There would be music, food, gifts, all for him, for him. Great idea. Guards, send out an invitation through the kingdom. Oh, and don't forget to tell Rafiki, for he is the honored guest. Good night, Star. You'll have the rest for tomorrow. Rafiki is to get the praise and reward that I deserve? Roar! It doesn't matter. In the end, I will win and get all the praise.
The next morning,
Better.
wow. The next morning, after Rafiki is praised with food, gifts, and music, Scar is left to clean up after all the animals leave. Wasn't a pretty sight. Queen Nala has prepared a great banquet for the king and Scar. She plans on telling King Simba the truth, if she can find the courage to do so.
So what was it you wanted to tell me, Nala? Well, spit it out. We don't have all day. That's my wife you're talking to. Continue, Nala.
I'm Jewish, and Scar wants to kill me and my people.
What? I didn't know. It's not true. Guards, lock him up. You two?
Sorry, boss. Simpson's cooler.
Simba, Nala, Timon, Pumbaa, and the rest of the kingdom rejoice because this will be the start of a new era without Scar and the Terran relic.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.